Peabody here, along with Sherman and a handful of lemons.
Why the lemons, Mr. Peabody?
Because we're going to England, and I prefer lemon in my tea. The year will be 1880, and the place, that bulwark of British justice, Scotland Yard. And you and I, Sherman, will help them solve their most baffling case. The Wayback Machine whisked us, lemons and all, directly to London, and there, almost completely enshrouded with fog, stood Scotland Yard. We went to the Chief Inspector's office and heard the bad news.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid we have a bad show on our hands.
Does he mean ours?
Oh, no, he's referring to a crime.
Now, you all know what the crown jewels look like. They consist of 4,000 diamonds, 3,000 pearls, 43 rubies, and one little orphan Annie's secret whistle.
I beg your pardon, sir, but are we to understand the crown jewels have been stolen?
They have, sir, and we'll need all the assistance we can get in recovering them.
Where were they stolen from?
The Tower of London.
Then may I suggest you start by searching it for clues?
Impossible.
Why?
The thief took the tower, too.
We went out into the fog and checked, and sure enough, the tower was gone.
Clever chap, this thief, eh?
Do you think it was an inside job?
I should think so. Too foggy outside.
Chief Inspector dispatched his men to all parts of the city with instructions to bring in every known fence.
You see, the thief will have to sell the jewels to a fence.
Unfortunately, the only fences his men brought in were of the white picket variety.
Good work, chaps. We'll grill them in the morning. Should look nice, white picket fence with the grill, eh?
Inspector, if you don't mind, Sherman and I will do some investigating on our own.
Capital. I'll go with you.
I had a hunch that anyone who stole the crown jewels would attempt to smuggle them out of the country. That was the reason why I insisted upon searching the banks of the Thames River.
There's a boat now.
Sherman's youthful eyes had spotted a small motor launch speeding along the far side of the river.
Can't we stop them, Mr. Peabody?
With Sherman and the inspector hot on my heels, I ran along the bank, turned right at London Bridge, ran directly to the center of that glorious structure, and prepared to leap from the rail.
Wait, don't do it, old fellow. It isn't that bad.
I'm going to jump into the boat, Inspector.
Oh, I thought you were going to. Have a nice trip.
Unfortunately, the person steering the launch saw me standing on the rail and turned at a 90-degree angle, but he didn't know I was a master parachutist, and even though I had no parachute, I did have wind. I said the word Geronimo and simply stepped off into the ozone. Utilizing my ears as flaps, I was able to guide my flight and landed not only on the boat, but on the skipper as well. It took but a moment to steer the launch into shore.
Good work, Mr. Peabody.
Magnificent.
Thank you. I only wish that results had been more favorable. You see, this gentleman didn't steal the crown jewels. He was merely attempting to sneak out of England to get away from his mother-in-law.
Just 1 second. I recognize you, sir, and I say you're a desperate criminal. We shall take him to the yard.
But, Inspector... It was no use. His mind was made up. The rest of the evening was spent in questioning the poor skipper.
Don't try to fool me, you bounder. I know you.
Of course you know him, Inspector. He's your brother.
That's right. He's my... brother?
Brother.
Well, I knew I'd seen him somewhere.
I made the proper apologies while Sherman made tea. As for the inspector, he was making everything but progress.
We shall search Westminster Abbey and even the House of Parliament. But we must find those crown jewels and the Tower of London.
Inspector, if you'll just wait until the sun rises, I'm sure I can clear this case up.
You can, Mr. Peabody? Cream in your tea?
Lemon, Sherman. Remember we brought our own? Yes, at precisely 7:15, I can vouch for the recovery of not only the jewels, but the tower itself.
Preposterous.
It may have seemed so, but at precisely 7:15, the sun rose, its heat burned away the fog, and presto, there stood the Tower of London.
You mean to say it was hidden by the fog all this time?
I do.
Astounding. Positively astounding. Excuse me, won't you? I must grill those fences.
By the way, Mr. Peabody, that English policeman over there, why does he wear such a high hat?
Watch and you'll see. There. It's because he has so much hair. The hat keeps it out of his eyes. The hat and a strategically placed hairpin.
English policemen wear hairpins?
Bobby pins, Sherman. That's why they call them, bobbies.